All right, welcome back to LearnWire. Today we're going to be doing some more VideoTap testing. We really want to focus on the blog post aspect of this because that's what intrigued me the most about the tool. Nonetheless, the fact that it actually will take your long form video content and will split it up into bite-sized chunks, and then you can go and post those on different social media platforms. You got your Instagrams, your Facebooks, and your TikToks. And what else am I missing? YouTube Shorts and so forth. So we'll be taking a look at this. It's got some more reviews that have come in. It's holding strong in the 4 taco range. About 4.5 is what it looks like. Before we do that, just wanted to it's just a courtesy. I don't usually do this, but I'm doing it because there is a couple apps in here on the last call that they're doing. There's 2 days left in the last call. They do this a few times a year. And I just wanted to come in here and tell you the ones that stand out to me is Part Nero. I don't think I was able to do a review on that, but you want to go and check it out if you are a SaaS developer or vendor, or if you create products online and you want to run affiliate programs. This has solid reviews, and it's going to be a nice, fully fledged affiliate program software and management tool. So you might want to go and check that one out. But really, with all these tools right over here, I really don't want you guys to miss out on OneTake and Jupyter. You can go and take a look at OneTake and Jupyter. Those two tools, I'm surprised they came back. I'm happy to see that they came back. Some people said that Jupyter just fled and left all of a sudden. There's weird things in the contracts that AppSumo works out. Sometimes they don't leave the page like available on their website so you can see the history. And I don't really know why they do that, but obviously they have not gotten in trouble with AppSumo or left abruptly or anything like that, even though it seems like that, because they wouldn't be back right here on a last call. A last call, in my opinion and from what I know about it, it's softwares that did well on the platform and that AppSumo is inviting them back for the last call. And they get invited back. So sales were good. It was a good, solid software and so forth. So these are video editing software using AI. And so that's why you guys want to go and pick them up over there. So we're looking at VideoTap, right? It starts at $49 and it has 3 tiers. You've got tier 2 at $149 and tier 3 at $299. And what I'm mostly concerned about is, so we have this question over here. A question about Tap. Does it use your operating system's background behind the video as part of the blog post? I'm trying to interpret this the best way that I can, but basically what I think you're trying to say is, does it take your company's backstory or persona and create content based on that? We're going to find that out in this video right now. But before we do that, just some exciting stuff, right? So you guys saw my last video. Literally, if we go over to content, my last video was VideoTap, right? And I published this on May 6th. And right now you can see up here, it's May 8th. So we're literally less than 48 hours of publishing that video right over here. And I'm going to come in here into SERP Robot and show you that we published that on the site. So after I did my review on this, I created an article using that, because when we go in here into VideoTap, you'll be able to see, if we go into videos, you'll be able to see we did Wonder AI. I've only done one project inside of VideoTap. And what we did was I took this and I went down into the blog section. It created a post for us. I didn't do anything to this. I didn't correct anything in Grammarly. I didn't do anything. I just copied this and we went over to the website. And let me just show you on LearnWire Pro. Here is the page right over here, Wonder AI. And you can see I literally published this. It's in a 9-minute read. It's like 2,000 words. And you can see, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be, this doesn't even rewrite it in blog post format, if you will. Like I probably wouldn't say welcome back to the channel if this was a blog post, because it was a video, right? This is video first blogging. And so you can see right over here, we have all the screenshots. I will say that there was a couple screenshots that came out like full screen. They went boom. And so I went ahead and just deleted them. I didn't rework them or anything like that. That's something that we'll have to like mess around with a little bit. Because there's a difference between when you paste these in to your WordPress editor, they're not really uploaded as media. And so I don't really know how the technicality of that, but it's always better to have images uploaded into your media. So they're truly attached to your site. But nonetheless, it worked well. We have plenty of images to make this an engaging post, but you can see this is the post. It literally is the exact post that was written using VideoTap. Right over here. So that's this entire blog post right over here. I wanted to see what that looked like right there. Okay, yeah, so it did. It did come in on my theme and shows as a nice quotation right there. So what did that yield us? Well, we're over here in LearnWire in SERP Robot where it measures our rankings. And you can see today it popped up. It is ranking on page 3 for a search term that is getting traffic. Global volume is 390 and the United States volume is 210. And within 48 hours, with no authority on my website, no backlinks, using AI, we were able to rank. But why? This is why I'm preaching a video first approach to blogging, especially for your branded sites that you really care about in the future, because it's a good way to build your business and your blog around content that is factual and it's based on your own firsthand experience. And that's why I'm not going to get penalized for this, I don't believe, is because we are actually taking my video, my 35-minute video, and we're creating content based on that, right? So it is my content. We're just using AI to help speed up the process and so forth for us. This has worked really well with Claude. My first test, it also worked really well with VideoTap. So those are the kind of results that I don't think there's anybody else that's testing these AppSumo tools like this and then actually bringing results to you and showing you, yep, this actually ranked right over here. So and you can see that my blog right here is ranking for, let's see right over here. So 17 out of the 18 keywords that I've gone for are indexed and ranking in the top 100, and 15 out of the 18 are ranking in the top 30. So something that I'm doing is right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go and test this out, right? So I want to back out of this and I want to go to settings because I want to answer this question, right? I want to go back to the question. So does it basically can we control the prompt a little bit, get a little bit of backstory? Well, we're going to find that out right now. Okay. So what I did was when you come in here into settings, you are able to come down here and look blog prompt settings right here. And it says additional instructions to pass for blog generation. This will be used on all of your generated blog posts going forward. So if you're doing multiple brands, you're going to have to swap this out and so forth. For example, write in casual format, make my blog post 1,500 words, or even write my blog post for Gen Z audience. So it looks like it's pretty customizable. I don't see that there's a character limit on this as well. So let me show you what I did. Basically, I had a backstory for a ChatGPT or Claude prompt that has also worked really well because I've taken summaries of a couple of YouTube videos, right? So we can train the AI every time we use it. And that's the way that you want to do prompt engineering and use ChatGPT or Claude, is that each time it needs to know what your company is all about, what your brand voice is, all those things, right? And then a specific set of instructions right over here, all this stuff, telling it how to write, how to not use these words right over here that I highlighted in there. And then very specifically H2s and so forth. So pretty advanced prompt that is custom that most people are just saying, and this is why people aren't getting results. They're saying, hey, write a blog post about X, right? And that just doesn't work when you're using AI. But when you do all of this stuff right here, and then you also feed it factual information, then you have a lot better a chance. And that's what I'm experiencing with all my rankings over here on LearnWire right over here, okay? With that said, what I did was I took bits and pieces of this because we are not using Claude or your ChatGPT to do this. It's probably not quite as customizable. But what I did was I started from scratch. I still want to just give it backstory, and I don't know what it's going to do with this, but I took out with this prompt to do this, do that. I edited it. We do have a YouTube summary in here just so it can have a little bit of a sample. And then we have always write in casual, friendly, informal, helpful, engaging, and first-person tone. Please use LSI and LP keywords when possible. I don't know. We're going to see what happens with this. I did put in this stuff right over here, and then I put this blog should be 1,200 words, add a quote in italics at the end. So I don't know. We'll see how advanced it can actually follow instructions. And then also I put right here a format of this blog post right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and grab all this content right here that I created, this new backstory or prompt. We're going to put this in VideoTap right over here. And I'm going to push paste, and you can see it took the whole thing. So it actually does not have a character limit at all. We'll see when I push save. I guess that's the big thing. When I push save, will it save all that? So I push save. It did take all of that into consideration. Everything is saved in there. Okay, so perfect. So now we want to go back over to videos. I want to add a video. And we're going to go with YouTube since we already have it. And then this is where it's going to pull up what we've done. So I want to go with Satelliter right here. So I'm going to go ahead and select Satelliter. And then we're going to go add videos. So then now we have it up here at the top. And I'm going to say start processing. And then you can see it's going to process everything. Now I don't see control over telling it we don't want it to do, we only want it to create a blog post. That would be really cool because it could save credits and so forth. But at the same time, it has to pull the transcript in order to do the blog post. But it maybe if we could stop it from, if they're watching this video, hopefully, but if we could get it to say, hey, we don't want it to do social media clips, or we don't want it to really do anything other than transcript and blog post, that would be cool if it could maybe save time for one, and then save us maybe upload time. Maybe they could do half because we're not having it create social media clips and it's not bogging down the system. That would be really cool because there might be some people like myself that would primarily be using this. I already use Descript. I don't see myself going away from that. I'm even using it to record my videos and so forth, and it's going to automatically pull transcripts for me. So this particular tool, I'm not really going to be using it for any other reason other than creating blog posts, really. And that's not true. The social media clips is great, but that's if you're going to work that into your workflow and do that on a daily basis. But for me, I'm really just impressed with the blog post feature, believe it or not. And a lot of times that tends to happen with some tools that I review where it's like, it might not be like the primary function of the tool, and ends up being the need that I need, right, in the tool, and that's what I'm going to use the most. And it's just interesting that way, right? Because I think that this one is definitely a social media clips first, an Opus clip, Munch, Minvo alternative, right, where you can chop up your long form content and create short form content with it. But when I come into it, maybe I already have tools like that, but then I still don't have a good video to blog post creator other than using Claude and custom prompts. And so I was impressed with the blog post generator in here, and that's what we're testing right now. So we'll be back when it's done and we'll take a look. All right, so it's done, and that was fast. I'm probably going to, in this case, test out these regenerates or AI Write, because welcome back to LearnWire. Today we're diving into the world of AI content creation and auto blogging with the review of Satelliter, an AppSumo deal that's getting some attention before diving deep. Take note that last time we tackled Rankify, which didn't score too well. It's verbatimly taking this, and I, in a sense, don't like that. I'm just going to go through here. So here it's actually adding a link. I don't know where this link is, but AppSumo Satelliter link, or maybe that's where it's telling me to put that. A little bit of an issue with the pricing detail right here. So we probably would come in here and we would try to add the screenshot possibly. And I don't see that as a screenshot. Sometimes the where it's at, if we're talking about the pricing tier, but then the screenshot is not of that, that's something that they probably need to dial in a little bit better. But it did do product name, demo, and features. So it did not follow, like, as far as like the product name. It just says product name, demo, and features. But this product name right here needs to be Satelliter. It needs to say Satelliter, demo, and features. And we scroll through here. I see product name, final thoughts. It needs to say Satelliter, final thoughts. So it's definitely not delivering like Claude can deliver for us, or ChatGPT. I also want to highlight over and just right click and see how many words it only created 600 words. So something happened on here. But what we're going to do is we can regenerate. I want to see what the AI write, what happens here. Use AI to rewrite, adjust this blog post. Tell us how you'd like to adjust your blog post. For example, you can say, make it more casual. Okay, again, it's right here. So I'm going to go and just see if we can give it more instructions. We're going to try one more time. And actually, I'm not going to do that. I just don't think part's going to work. But what I am going to do is just come back up here and try one more time. So we're going to come back in to VideoTap, give it the instructions, and rewrite the post. And we'll be back in a minute. Okay, so we're back. Welcome back to LearnWire, folks. Today we're taking a hands-on look at Satelliter. So I do like that it didn't say welcome back to the channel or anything like that. Not quite, like I said, I'm not quite sure where these links are coming from. Deal that's attracting attention lately. Before we dive in, let's recap my last video. So we don't need to recap, right? We wouldn't do that in a blog post. And it still took the backstory. So we regenerated, but it still took the backstory from what we put in the settings column, right? Not as impressive, right? Not as impressive over here. So now, so basically to answer the question, we'll go back over to settings. I really think that this has to be a light. It's not going to be able to take a advanced backstory. So really what you would want to put in here is just informal, casual, friendly tone in first person. Make blog post 1,200 words. And I really don't think we can do much more than that. And that's really what they're showing right here. I'm glad I did this test for you guys. It's not going to be able to take a full advanced backstory. But here's the thing. If you're doing blog first approach, and this is your brand like I'm doing, then it's going to be in your tone the entire time. And that's what we saw over here in my contents ranking. The content itself is going to be speaking from your point of view, the entire blog post. Like I sat down and wrote this, right? So this is going to probably be the best way to use it. And you would just let it, and we're going to rerun this and just let it run and see what it does. So I'm going to save this. I'm not going to tell it any kind of, I want to make sure that it saved it. It did save it. Okay. But I want to make sure that we're not giving it any kind of specific instructions, if that makes sense. So here's what the clips look like again, guys. And in this case, it did 1, 2, 3, 4. So in this case, it only did 4 instead of 8 from a 30-minute video. So I would definitely want more clips automatically built, and it looks like that might have been a solution because yesterday in the video a couple days ago, it did 8. Even for a shorter video. And so in one sense, this might have been like one of their solutions. Maybe they were just bogging the system down by doing way too many clips per video. But I'm a little bit just interested and possibly a little bit disappointed that it is only doing the 4 clips this time instead of 8. So I'm glad I'm just coming back in here, retesting things a little bit for you. But I'm going to go back into blog. We're going to go back into regenerate. I want to regenerate this. It's going to regenerate and we'll see what it comes up with real quick. All right, so let's take one final look at this. So welcome back to LearnWire. Today we're diving into the depths of Satellighter and a tool I recently got my hands on, which promises a revolution in the realm of AI-driven content creation and blogging automation. As someone who has ventured into AI content tools in the past, like Rinkify, which honestly didn't impress me, I'm eager to see if Satellighter delivers what it promises. It's pretty good. That's what I basically said. It's not verbatim, so I'm liking that. But this is extremely personable, extremely informal, and casual writing. And I think, in a sense, this might be the way that this just. I think that this is gonna work because it really shows authority and expertise and firsthand experience. Like I said. And when you do a video first approach, you're doing all the work, you're creating the video, especially in my case, like if you have a podcast or you're reviewing software like me, or you're doing tutorials and it's unscripted, you're creating content, over 5,000 words of content in each of your videos. And you can use a software like this to basically write the blog post for you. I'm really liking this. Initial impressions. So it did a lot better. This is the way to use the software. Hands-on testing. It's time to roll up the sleeves and see how. So this is where the AI is creating that, right? I don't speak like that. I didn't say, hey, it's time to roll up our sleeves, guys, and let's go take a look at and test this out. No, the AI is creating the blog post for us and creating those look like H3s and so forth, and then adding in the images. So this part's very impressive, and I would just leave it. So I'm glad that so we've got final thoughts right over here. Like right over here, let's look at customer support and feedback. While customer support is highly rated, some users note it could be quicker, often taking. So this is all based on what I said in my video, and I probably read the AI version over here, and that's going to help with. I'm doing the research while I am reviewing the tools for you guys. And then we have our final thoughts over here. This part right here, I don't think is true. So you do want to read your content, because there wasn't any hiccups. I just didn't test it out. So the AI went ahead and wrote that. I don't know where it got that, but that's definitely not really accurate. So you want to make sure some of the very important points in your article, just make sure that you skim through. Right here, I would probably take out the con. I would talk more about the con was really about the content quality, right? So I would come in here and I would update this. And you can see right here, you can type this is the full editor right here. And I just wanted to see where we got the rating I'm not seeing where my rating is coming in right here as well. But overall, this is pretty good content. I also want to see what the word count is. Word count was only 100, and I believe that like with Wonder, the article was much longer. So they did make some changes in the last 48 hours, because this was a 1900 word article right here, guys. And you can see we've rewrote this a few times, and this is a 35-minute video. So they should be able to write a lot bigger. And it's only writing the 800 words, and I told it to write 1200. So there's some things, I think they've made some adjustments to the tool right now. I think that this content will actually rank. If you actually use this tool, I think it will rank. I like the screenshots that it pulls from the video at the correct times as well. I don't think that this is better than my approach that I'm using with Claude and ChatGPT, custom prompting and so forth. I'm getting extremely good results with that. And then also I like Reword as well. I think Reword, just from a formal writing standpoint, but using your brand voice and all that, I think that it does a better job as well. But I would probably put this one as my third option, literally. We ranked content in less than 48 hours. Right over here, we ranked content right here, Wonder AI. This was written 100% with VideoTap, and it's ranking right now. Super cool stuff. I wanted to just go and answer that question. Hopefully that answers your question over here, Henry Rosa. And thanks for your comments, guys. And I definitely still recommend picking up VideoTap. There'll be a link below. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video.